Welcome back for more Reddit story videos. Today we have several entitled parent stories for you to enjoy. As always, don't forget to share and like if you enjoy these videos. Without further ado, here we go. Entitled to your virginity. This didn't happen to me, but happened in front of me, and EK1 and EK2 are interchangeable because they're twins and look the same. Also, this happened 15 years ago and predominantly in Spanish. Cast. FF is my female friend, EM is entitled mom, EK1 is entitled kid 1, EK2 is entitled kid 2, AM is amazing mom. Backstory. I went to school with FF and she was amazing and helped me through a lot in life. Think a teenage version Ruby Rose actress with dark tan skin. FF is carefree, boxes and like cars. These things all affect the story. She recently totaled her car due to a drunk driver. He was at fault and FF had a few injuries. OP is male and lives in a very deep part of the friend zone, but makes trips to the border later. Early 2000, FF's birthday. FF and I are in her room. The door closed, we are attempting to get her dressed with a broken arm and 2 cracked ribs and a sprained ankle. She had one knee on the dresser and I was almost lifting her up by the dress to get it over bandages, and the rocking of the tugging the dress up started to make the mirror tap the wall. EK1 and 2 burst open the door and scream, "Yay! Happy birthday! Get it! Smash that!" I shut the door and I even hear one say, "I want next." AM comes in shortly, looks at us trying to get the dress on and practically pees on herself laughing. About 10 minutes later, we all emerge from FF's room and she is in shorts and a baggy shirt, with one of her mom's comically oversized sports bras on. Enter entitled mom, FF aunt, AM's blood sister. EM, so is this degenerate the one EK1 and EK2 found on top of you? FF, no one has been on top of me. And if OP had, one of us would be passed out and the other smiling. AM, shut up to EM. FF is a virgin and plans to save it like I did for marriage. OP, oh look, car cake. AM, it's carrot cake, leans next to FF jokingly. Carrot cake. FF gave me one of the look of FML, kill me, and we went about the party. I was talking to her dad, which was basically like being talked at, as he wants my feedback on what car FF would want, and I know jack shit about cars. And her dad knows jack shit about speaking English. Towards the end of the night, we deal with EKs 1 and 2, making comments about us and spreading the rumors of out activities later. FF and I go back to her room and find one of the EKs in her room, going through her drawers. FF kicked him. FF flops to the door in pain as she just applied a "This is Sparta" kick to EK. EK flips out and runs out and gets FF into her bed. She made a joke and I don't remember it, but I do remember EM bursting in and seeing FF in her bed with blankets on, and I was picking up what EK had pulled out, which was underwear. So I was holding her panties and 2 bras. EM screaming in English, "You filthy little whore! You hurt your cousin so you can have sex with his white shit." EK1, he called me fat and told me to stay away from this girl. FF, get out of my room, pervert. EM, you heard her, white trash. Leave so my sons can tend to their cousin's need. FF, no, for the last time, no. EK2, mom, shut up. EK1, OP, you need to leave. You had your turn and we've wanted her for a life. AM, what is this craziness? Let me in, move. Palms EKs to the side. EM, your daughter and trailer trash have been at it all day and you know my sons like her. Make him leave, it's past the hour for guests. AM, you're right, OP is staying here tonight, but you should go, your babies are cranky. EM, no, my sons haven't been with anyone and they are going into high school. No surname man has gone to high school, a virgin. My kids are staying here tonight too. That's incest, yo. AM, no, 30 times. Get out now. EK at this point is trying to get in bed with FF and says, "White boy can stay on the floor, we will show him how to do it, right?" FF starts swinging her good arm and EK bursts into tears. EM, that's why I never date white boys, obviously he's not the right fit. FF is now full warrior mode, standing on one foot and holding a pipe wrench. Out of all the tools in the world, she grabs the one that makes it feels like she's about to erect a dispenser and loudly yells out, "I am an effing virgin, I'm not effing anyone. Leave on your feet or leave in an ambulance." We watch a meteoric fuck ton of anime and action movies, catchy onliners. EM freaks out at this point from the hall. FF isn't intimidating. However, her father, standing at 6'4" and almost 300 pounds, is now in the hall, and I hear screaming, not an oh my god spider screams, but my balls are in the wood chopper scream. AM pushes me back into FF's rooms, and there is screaming for an hour. Between screams, we are laughing at FF's declaration of being an effing virgin and changing her for bed. Her dad comes in and in very broken English says, "You I likes, you know F my daughter and you live." Both of these things became jokes with us until the end of high school when I moved. It didn't end there, as EK1 and EK2 and EM spread rumors about FF until AM got a restraining order that prevented them from attending our school. Rumors range from FF being a whore to the car accident is a cover-up for one of many abortions. These rumors made them leave their church and even cost FF a job opportunity working part-time at Arby's. Give me your hotel room. Me. Entitled Parents, EM, Hero, H, Front Desk, FD. So me and my parents were on vacation, and because my parents wanted to celebrate, they chose a really nice hotel, Ritz-Carlton, and we were going to stay there for 3 nights. I was walking home and on my own because I wanted to take a look around, and my family was at a friend's place. I was allergic to something at their house and I didn't like them anyways. So anyway, I was walking home when I saw this woman with a crazy expression and was shouting at anyone who came close to her, and me, being the innocent child I was, walked close to her. The woman grabbed me by my arm and shouted, "EM, are you a tourist?" Yes ma'am, what's the matter?" I was very timid and shy at the time. "What hotel are you staying at?" At this point I was very confused, but decided to be polite and tell her anyway. "Ritz-Carlton?" At this point, once I mentioned the name, I saw her eyes lit up. She gripped me harder on the arm, and at this point it started attracting attention, since by her appearance she was not my mother. "EM, son, you look very kind. Could you help me and do me a huge favor?" Sure. Could you let me stay in your room?" "What?" "I'm sorry, but even if my parents let me, there are only 3 beds. I was confused but still wanted to help, and at this point I tried twisting my arm away. "Don't you struggle when I'm talking to you?" "I'm sorry?" I had a weak personality, and at any point a grown-up got angry, I would immediately wilt. "Good, now you have to give me your room." "I'm sorry, but no." I put on a firm voice just like my dad taught me. "Give me your room." At this point EM is squealing like a baby and is getting red now. At this point H appears and immediately goes to security and begins explaining. EM is holding on to me and her fingernails are digging into my skin. It's starting to hurt. Me, "Let go!" H and security, "Madam, are you okay?" No, this young man has taken my room key and wants my room. Stop him." At this point H and security chuckled. EM, "Why are you laughing? Arrest him now." H and security, "Madam, I fail to see the threat this child is to you, and he's obviously trying to get away. Let go of him now." "Not until he gives me the key card." H and security, "Kid, give her the card." Me, "I can prove that this is my family room. I can tell you the name of the owner of the room." At this point H and security sense that something is wrong. They bring us to the front desk and explain the situation, and me and EM are asked to tell them the name of the person who booked the room. EM, "Random name." FD, "Are you sure, madam?" I said it wrong. It's another random name." "Your turn, kid." My dad's name. At this point EM knows that she is screwed. She pushes H and barges through security, but instead of escaping, she runs, trips over herself and face plants onto the floor. Security run over to her and pulls her up. She reads and does a dramatic dive to the floor. EM, "Why did you push me?" Security says nothing as they don't know English. EM starts screaming obscenities and racist slurs and calls me a goddamn room-stealing son of a, swear word warning, bitch. The popo arrives and I press charges. Fortunately, me and my family continue on and had a great time. EK copies my answers, then accuses me of cheating, so I get my revenge. Then EM reports me for bullying. Sorry about the layout, this is definitely going to get buried, but I thought I'd post it anyway, even though it happened a while ago. My memory isn't the best, so this is only a basic layout of what actually said. EK entitled kid, EM entitled mother, T is teacher, OP is me. Okay, let's start. For background, I went to a school with EK a very long time ago and somehow I managed to get on his bad side. EK didn't seem to like me and would use any possible excuse he had to torment me and make school a living hell. Before we started sitting together in this particular class, he had already been picking on me for years, so I wasn't excited and kinda expected this from him. EK wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed and he often copied other kids' answers. I didn't want to make his attitude towards me any worse than it already was, so I would just play along and act like I didn't notice him looking over my shoulder. This went on for a while until one day T finally hauled us both back after class. This is basically how the conversation went. T: I've noticed both of you are getting similar scores on tests and are writing down the same answers in class. Would either of you like to admit to anything? As I didn't want to be called a snitch, I kept my mouth shut and hoped this other kid would learn his lesson, but no, that's not how it works apparently. EK: OP has been stealing my answers for a month, it's so annoying. Me: Actually, it's the other way around. T: Why didn't you say this before? EK: She's just trying to blame it on me. It basically ended up with me in detention and EK running free because the way it looked was as if he told the truth and I turned the tables on him. We were still sitting next to each other in class, so he continued to copy my work, and then it came to the next test. I had heard something online about someone who got the revenge by ticking all of the answers wrong in pencil, then rubbing it out last minute and rewriting them in pen, and that is exactly what I did. I ticked every answer far from correct, to an extent where some of the answers were even quite dumb. Then around 5 minutes to the end of the test, I went through the test again, rubbing out my answers and ticking the correct answers in pen, also intentionally covering most of my answers so that he struggled to copy them. EK's expression was a mixture of anger and defeat as he knew he wouldn't do anything now. It was priceless. After the test, he came up to me looking pale, worried, and asked me why I did it. I acted like I had no idea what he was talking about and he stormed off angrily. We handed in the test and when they came back, I got a decent score as usual and he failed miserably. T even made a comment on how messy it looked when he scribbled out his answers. I bet you think this is the end. No, we're only just getting started. This is EM's time to shine. It wasn't that long after the test, maybe a week or so, when me and my parents were called into the school to attend a meeting with T, EK, and EM. This is how it went. T: EM has contacted us about OP's bullying EK. OP, do you have anything you'd like to say? Me: Yes. What exactly did I do? EM: You made EK's fail this test. T: Could you explain how OP managed to do that? EM goes on to explain exactly what I did, and T suddenly realized who was really cheating off of who. T: So your kid was cheating? EM: No, he already knew all of the answers anyway. It's just a waste of his time. Yes, EM actually told T it was a waste of her dumb kid's time, whilst basically admitting that he cheated. T: But he was copying the answers anyway? EM didn't really have much to say after that. EK was giving a detention and left in a huff, and I got an apology from T for the detention I was put in. Unfortunately, I don't have a really amazing ending, and EK continued to annoy me throughout the rest of my time at school, but here's my story with EK and EM's anyway. EM tried to steal our first class seats. Background: my family was flying to Florida for winter break. We were pretty well off, so my dad got us first class seats. At the time I was 10 and my sister was 15. My sister and I sat next to each other and my parents were sitting in front of us. EM is entitled mom, EB entitled Brett. We were flying to Florida, like I said, when suddenly about 2 hours in, a 40-year-old or so woman, EM, and her maybe 7-year-old son, EB, walked into first class from economy. The woman sees 2 children in first class, my sister and I, and walks towards us. She starts complaining about some mix-up where our seats were hers and our seats were in economy. I knew for a fact that our parents paid for our first class seats and our tickets had our name and seat number in it, so we were pretty skeptical. We told her these were our seats, then out of nowhere EM starts yelling at us in the middle of the aisle. At this point she gained an audience, including a few air hostesses and our parents. An air hostess told the woman that without proof she couldn't claim those seats. Then the woman pulls out a ticket but refuses to show it. leading us to believe that they were economy tickets. Then EM whispers something to EB and I heard her say, like we practiced. This caused the EB to start throwing a huge temper tantrum. By this point, even I knew what was going on. This was obviously a cheap ploy to get first class seats. The pilots were alerted on the situation and they decided to make a quick layover in Texas. When we landed about 30 minutes later, EM and EB were escorted off the plane. Also later I heard they were put on the no-fly list. It was a short story, but at least it has a happy ending. So those were the stories for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be highly appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Also, if you enjoyed this and want to stay up to date on the latest videos, then don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening and I will see you in the next video.